lever. It's going to be through this hard work, and certainly the full card is what came out, and so this is that sense of the new journey is open to you, but having to kind of really go about the work to get there. So it looks quite prosperous in the future. Prosperity doesn't always mean money.
No.
Prosperity can mean a lot of things here, and going to be able to put it back in order. But, yeah, it's about the hard work to get there and taking that new journey. So we hope that helps you, Rose, and we send you a lot of love and healing. And certainly at the end of every show, we actually send out healing, love and light anyway, and we light a candle and it goes around the world. In as much as a candle can do, which it actually can do quite a whole range of levels. So, that's for you, Rose, and you can certainly connect to us through Soul Star Radio. Just find the website, just Google Soul Star Radio, and you'll actually find the website there. Now, we've got Raquel also in Haven. You're doing well. My glasses are sort of...
Massachusetts.
And in Massachusetts, USA. Are you there, Raquel?
Yes, I am here.
We can hear Raquel, isn't that lovely?
Raquel.
Thanks for
You
calling
can hear me?
We can hear you, darling. Was there a question you wanted to ask Raul here?
About my cat and my mom. And Alex.
And Alex.
Okay. Regarding your mom, I'm going to go with that. Yeah?
Okay.
Is mom with or in the spirit world?
What is it?
Is mom with us here on earth?
No.
Okay, good. This is what mom has to say to you. Balance. And it's about creating a life of balance for you, Raquel. At the moment, there's a lot of healing that it needs to take place. If you have a look, you're surrounded by the healing butterflies with the green energy there. And you can see two butterflies that they are yellow. The yellow is that energy of Archangel Uriel guiding you to what you are looking for, but it's saying in order to find what you're looking for, firstly you need to heal. Then you're going to have the support there here of the blue energy, Archangel Michael lifting you up, and then the balance of prosperity, abundance, health will start incrementally. The little butterfly first, and then you will actually shine as a big butterfly here. However, this is incremental. That's the key word for you. Step by step. Do not rush the process. Do not try and run before you can. It's the idea that you need to take the reins of your life and realize what you have to do and go with that. If you are not certain at the moment, what man is actually saying at this point in time, Raquel, is truly drop into your heart, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, and let go of people that no longer serve you because they are taking you out of balance. Your mind and soul needs to be looked after. And at the moment, your body and your soul are not the ones that they are in that triangle being looked after. So you need to take care of them, please. There's a message there that she's saying career-wise. And career-wise, she's actually saying self-doubts, put them aside. You know who you are. You know what you're good at it. Show people that. It doesn't mean that you need to be arrogant about it, but you need to step a little bit into the limelight and let people know how good you are. And it's not about standing on a soapbox and saying, look at me, I'm wonderful and I can do all this. It's about stepping forward and simply showing your capabilities. You don't need to speak. You truly need to show people what you can do. That will speak.
Thank you so much. Hello? Hello?
Yes, does it make sense to you, Raquel?
Yes, it does. Yes. Because a lot of times I self-doubt myself, and she's telling me to go back. She needs me to further my career, go back and work. That's what she's saying to me. I know my mom, and I know what she's saying to me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that I was able to send that message from her to you. But remember, she's showing me sometimes life is going to throw you a challenge to see what you're actually made of. So when you see this big mound or this big rock in front of you, simply take a step back. Rather than freaking out, step back and think, okay, how am I going to get through it? Can I drill a hole and go through it? Or perhaps that's too hard. Perhaps I can jump over it. Perhaps I can build a tunnel underneath it. Perhaps I can go on the sides. It's about working the strategy for you without saying, this is too hard, I'm just going to give up. That's not what life for you is about. It's about facing up to the challenges and realizing that, you know what, you are beautiful and unique as you are. But unless you look at the mirror and believe in you, then nobody else is going to do it for you. And when you believe in you, everybody else believes in you because you are sending that energy out of confidence. And that's what you need to work.
Yes, I agree.
Beautiful.
I agree with everything you said. That resonates with me and then a lot, 100%.
Beautiful. I'm really, really pleased. Thank you so much, Raquel.
You're welcome.
Absolutely beautiful caller there. I was actually getting two people in front when you were talking with her mother. I was actually getting two people in front, so they're two younger people. So I wasn't quite sure if that was her siblings or actually her children. But yeah, I was just really hearing the same message. That's why I didn't add anything because it's like, no, you got this. I'm just just sit back here. It's fine. It's all as it needs to be. So that's quite beautiful. We might have time for a quick caller.
Yes,
we do have Jenny in Callaway, Florida, USA. Are you there, Jenny?
Yes, I am.
Hello and welcome to the show. Wow, great. Feeling that energy, darling. Was there a question you wanted to ask Raul today?
Yes. Raul, I would like to know how my love life's going. Where is it going?
Okay. One thing that actually, and I just drew this card for you. Jenny?
Yeah, Jenny. Yeah.
Jenny, the card is strength. Okay? And your love life will actually benefit by you becoming the strong woman that you are. You got that in you. It's about kind of like taking it up to the next level. We got here a beautiful red flower. It's actually an Australian wildflower called waraka. If you ever seen it, or you can actually see it here on the card or Google it, it's a flower that is unique. There's no other flower like it, but it's also really strong. It comes from not only a plant, a tree. It has a really strong stem. It looks very delicate, but when you touch it, it's really strong. That's who you are. You can sense that idea that you can show people that you can be vulnerable, but also you can be extremely strong and say to people, hey, don't push too hard because there will be a prickle there that it will hurt. They're also saying you're well protected from above, from Archangel Michael with the blue butterfly here. So he's meeting you and saying, use this energy that you got to be creative and to be passionate about love. If the person that at the moment is with you and is not reciprocating that passion, then there's something that only you have to make that decision. I cannot make it for you. But they're actually saying, be strong to believe that the love that you got to share is worthwhile sharing, however, with the right person. You are looking for somebody to be a witness to your life, yes, not to complete you because you are a complete woman. You want somebody that is going to be traveling alongside you without being joined at the hip, but by the same token, somebody that you can exchange the energy without becoming one, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like the yin and the yang can sit separately, but they don't need to be totally together.
Got it. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Because if you look for someone to complete the circle in your two halves, well, that can break apart any movement at all. If you have two complete circles, then there's actually the movement of that. So there's expansion, and you can actually, it's like if you encircle two rubber bands, they can move apart and come together. So you are really, I'm really loving how Raoul put that. That you really are looking for that kind of person, not the kind of person who might be hanging around at the moment. So keep that courageous strength and energy that you have, and keep true to yourself in that, and you'll actually have the right person around you. Not all that far away, Raoul. Not far away at all. Boy, they got a story to tell.
That's kind of what I was wondering about. I am a very strong person, and
but the idea is remain within your power, because don't give your power away. By the same token, don't shut yourself to sharing, yes? But know when you can share, and know when you need to remain within your own individual circle of power. So you will only allow people that they will be willing to exchange with you the energy of love, yes? Whoever is not willing to exchange the energy of love, simply ask the creator of all that is to send that energy to source, and to transform it into unconditional love. Don't send it back to the person, because that's not nice. Send it back to be transmuted.
Okay. That sounds great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely loving hearing from all of our callers today. We sort of heard a moment of Rose, and then she petaled off somewhere. But we managed to get a reader in it anyway.
No, and Rose will hopefully watch later on replay, and she will get the message too.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
No, it's been absolutely wonderful having you back again, Raoul.
Thank you.
And sharing your beautiful cards, which I'm really looking forward to enjoying a lot. And having our chats. So it's been wonderful having you back, and I really look forward to catching up with you next time you're on air. And are you doing any public events, or is it mostly private readings?
At the moment, I'm keeping it rather private, because, as you know, I'm in the transition of moving. I need to settle into the new city, and then we will see where that actually takes me.
I'm excited about where that goes. It's going to be a whole new life.
It's an exciting journey, and the angels already showed me it's quite bright, but I need to actually get the time to get ready, because it's going to come in thick and fast.
When it does,
So then I need to be I need to create what I usually say to people, create a really good foundation, so then you're not shaky.
That's it. Can't make the foundations out of the floorboards from the other place.
No.
Loving that. Looking forward to catching up with you. Same bat time, same bat channel next week on Soulstar Radio. And the lovely Raoul, thank you so much for being on air, and we'll look forward to catching you next month. In the meantime, going to send you lots of love, healing and light. And we're going to probably sing Kumbaya.
Okay, let's go.
Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya.
Jenny, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air, Psychic Talk Radio now on Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television.
Good evening, good afternoon, and early good morning to everyone. Hope you all are having a wonderful week. It's been an interesting week again. As always, the universe likes to throw us curveballs and things like that for the week. So interesting, I've been catching up with a few friends, and it's been Samhain over here, which is like Halloween over here. And I think I mentioned it last week because it was coming up on the Monday. And it was interesting because I want to talk about how it still affects even Beltane, which is up in the Northern Hemisphere with you guys. Down here, it's Samhain. So the veil and everything for me, because I'm a bit witchy-woo, as I think you all know now, I love my witchcraft and my pagan stuff and everything, and the Halloween and all the Sabbats and that. And this week is an interesting week because it is Samhain, so the veil has been thinned, so there's a lot of energy and universe and things like that. We just had our full moon as well. So looking at this for the week, I had a friend over just today and we were talking about boundaries and setting our space. Now, it's interesting to say that with all types of energies and things, we find that we need to set our own space because we do sometimes get overtaken by other people's energies, and we may feel like we've got anxiety or we're a bit nervous or we've got issues with our stomach. We just need to check ourselves first to make sure that it's not ours. If we know it's not ours, then we go, okay, so if I'm being affected or I've got other things that are affecting me, I need to make sure that I set my space. Now, interesting, because when we were talking about this, it's boundaries as well. And if we are empathic, which I know a lot of people are, going to the supermarket can be draining. You can go to the supermarket and you just feel like you're overwhelmed with energies and things like that. So for me, what I find is that if we set our boundaries and set our space, now with myself, it's always either a bubble or some sort of reference to something that surrounds me. I was always told a foot above and a foot below myself and around myself to hold that space, that the boundaries, so people don't take our energy from us. So it's really interesting to find that there is some people, a couple of my friends, who are being affected by energy at the moment because it's been so full on. So what I would suggest is make sure that you look after yourselves. Make sure you sit in a space where you can just breathe and have a really good intent on setting your boundaries for the day, for the week. And really, it's really important to set that space. And trust me, I have been through a point where I didn't set my boundaries and didn't set my space, and I was affected in a way that I thought it was all mine, but realised, sorry, I've just got like fluff or something on, like affecting me. So unless it's, I think, spirits playing with my nose, which is quite fun. I love it when they do that. It's more of a case of just allowing ourselves to sit in a space so we can recognise what's ours, pain-wise, energy-wise, and what's not. And I feel like that's a bit of a theme going in the last week. I've noticed that. So, and especially with me, I've noticed it immensely with my own energy and my own space, really making sure that I sit back and go, right, why am I feeling this way? And really even write it down, knowing that you can always look back at it and go, oh, so this time of the year, I know that I'm always affected or there's issues going on around this time. Look at the moons, look at the way the phases are with the planets and everything, and just be aware. And that's the thing, being aware of our space, being aware of ourselves and our energy is a really important thing. And then we can always go, right, now I know what I'm doing. I can move forward and write down things and bring that abundance to me. So I hope that makes sense for everyone. I really feel like that's a really big thing. And also with Beltane over there, with you guys, setting new goals and new, like it's spring and all these new beginnings and everything. I really feel like it's time to really start going into spring and summer. I wish I was 6 months over here for summer and 6 months over in the Northern Hemisphere so we can have just summer all year round, but not at this stage, but I'm not going to say never. So, okay, so I have Donna from Philadelphia on the phone. Hi, Donna, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Good. Oh, you sound so chirpy. I love it.
Thank you. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, no, you're more than welcome. I'm looking forward to chatting to you, and it's interesting. So I'm a psychic medium, and I normally do mediumship and a little bit of psychic as well. But if you have a question, I will ask you, okay? But I know I've got someone with me. Now, I'm sure it's for you, but let me just see how I go with her. I've got this lady. I was actually doing my makeup before the show, and I've got this lady who was very precise with her makeup. Now, I don't know if this resonates with you at the moment, but this lady, I feel like she was in her 60s, sort of late 60s, early 70s, but she's telling me 60s, something around 60 with her. And it may not have been the age that she passed, but I know there was a health issue or there's something around her around that age. I know she was, it's not to say that she wasn't glamorous, but I don't feel like she was over glamorous, if that makes sense. I do want to say I feel like I'm drawn to Dad's side of the family with her, but I'm not sure unless she wants to say hello to Dad, because I just heard Dad and I'm being drawn to Dad's side. Would that make reference with you?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, I want to say she's got this giggle and she's got this smile, and I also want to say she's smiling at you. She's got this beautiful... Okay, thank you. It's like I want to say, even though things were hard, there was always a smile, there was always love, there was always this abundance. And it's interesting how I brought this up before. There was always, it's always so good. Our life is so good, if that makes sense to you, because I feel like she wants to bring that through. Now, I don't know if she's one of 6 or there's a 6 children reference. Does that make sense to you?
There is 6 boys and 3 girls.
Okay, so she's just, so is Dad one of 6 boys?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Was your dad one of 6 boys?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So would this be your grandmother?
Oh, my God, yes.
Okay, thank you. Because I just want to make reference to, now, I feel like she was older than 60. Interesting, I love it because she's just... beautiful skin. She's got this gorgeous, glamorous look. And it was really interesting because when I was putting my eyeshadow on, she was really not picking on me, but just making sure that I got the line right and everything with my eyeshadow. And it was like, I want to say, she was never over the top with with makeup, but she definitely had this beautiful way of putting makeup on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But she was very precise. And she's not overdone. She's very natural. But I feel like she wore makeup right until the time that she passed. She always had something with her skin. I do sense, though, around 60, she may not have passed, but I do want to say that 60 was a dominant age for her. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. So was she older than that? Was she in her 70s or sort of mid-70s?
In her 70s.
Thank you.
You're
okay,
welcome.
so 60 was a major age for her.
Yeah, she was alone in her 60s, so she wasn't happy.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because she's just making me aware that she's happy. She's got this... It's interesting when she said that, or what I saw about her was her happiness, and she's just glowing. And I feel it's really interesting because even though she was in her 70s when she passed, I reckon she looked 50 or even less. She's just got this gorgeous skin about her.
Wow.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you.
I was a little mixed up between 2 people, to be honest. When you said grandmother, also
yes.
I had a sister that passed, but she was 57. And the makeup thing kept coming to my mind. You know what I mean? When you were talking about
yes.
the makeup, and she didn't wear it all the time.
Yeah. But with your grandmother, would she have been very particular with her makeup?
No, that's the only thing I would say no, because she didn't wear makeup, but everything else sounded like her. My sister was particular about her makeup when she wore it.
Oh, okay, so I may have 2 people coming. Okay, thank you. I may have 2 coming in.
I lost 5 people, one right after the other.
Yeah, oh, okay. Because I just want to make reference to if they're coming through together, I need to separate them a little bit.
Okay.
Now, would I make sense with your grandmother? Because I feel like I may have 2 because the makeup was a really important thing. So if it's not your grandmother, then it might be around your sister. But I just want to, oh, okay. Was yours, let me just have a look at this for a second. I just want to confirm. So your sister was a grandmother as well, yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Cool.
You're welcome.
That's where I'm sort of getting the grandmother sort of connection as well. Okay.
Okay.
Now, are you one of 5 then?
I am one of 9, and 2 have passed away.
Is there 5 girls then?
There is 6 boys and 3 girls. And 1 brother died and 1 sister died.
Okay. Let me just have a look, because I'm being told about 5 children. So would that be around your sister, the one that's passed?
No.
Okay, that's fine. That's all right. Let me just leave that because I got 5 children before when I said the 6, but I also got 5.
Okay.
So that's where I sort of that's what I might be getting through. Okay, cool. So with your grandma, oh, God, your grandmother is so gorgeous.
Yes, that is true.
Thank you. I want to say when she comes through, she's making me aware that she would have, did she lose a lot of weight or she was not well before she passed? Because I just feel like she's now coming back as full strength. Now, I want to say your sister, if I have your sister, I feel like she didn't lose the weight. If anything, it was quick. Her passing was quick. And I want to say not quick as in sudden, but quick as in she was not well for a couple of months and then she passed. It wasn't an ongoing illness with her. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Thank you. So I just want to say they're both together and it's interesting how they're coming through together and they've got this giggle and they laugh like one would say something and then the other one's just laughing. But I just want to say it's not just these beautiful ladies. I want to say the whole family would do the same. Like there's comedian amongst comedian with your family, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because they're coming through with, I feel like grandmother had a really good sense of just saying the one-liners and everyone would laugh because coming out of grandmother's mouth, that was quite funny, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you. And your sister's very dry. I want to say your sister's very dry. I've got them too. And I want to say your sister's very dry in her sense of humour, but she's also got this beautiful earthy sort of connection. She's very grounded. Your grandmother was a little bit more of the very light sort of energy, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you. I've got them both. Perfect. Now, the biggest thing is, they want to say, I feel, okay, thank you. Your sister's coming through and it's interesting because when sunlight comes through one of your windows, she wants to make reference to sunbeams or sunlight hitting one of your windows and coming through to a certain point in your room. You automatically know that's her coming through.
You know, it's something that you had mentioned, my sister again. Yesterday was my birthday. I spent it on the beach in the sunshine, and she passed away on my birthday.
Okay. Oh, because she just said sunshine,
the first birthday that I spent on the beach because the weather was beautiful. My daughter and my husband took me to the beach for the day. And that was yesterday, my birthday.
Oh, well, I've got chills. Sorry. Got chills. Because I just
the sunshine, you just made me think that when you said my sister in the sunshine coming through the window.
Yeah, because I want to say there's a certain point, as you know how sunshine comes through and there's a certain glow on the floor or there's a little beam that comes through. She wants to make reference to that. So when you see that, you know that's her around you or giving you the sunshine. Your grandmother wants to lighten the load around you. So I want to say, I feel there's burdens around you at the moment that you have no control over. And I feel that when you do, your shoulders get really sore and you're really heavy. And I just want to make reference to with these burdens, you can't have this alone. You need to actually talk to family members about this. So you allow other family members. You like to hold things. Oh, your sister's so funny. She's just gone. She holds everything in. She never lets anything out.
That's exactly right. Because I'm more concerned about everybody else than myself.
Yeah, and this is the burden that you take and the worry that you take for as yourself. And your sister's going, you need to lighten up. You need to let go. You need to allow people to know what you're seeing and what you're worried about and allowing yourself to speak with this information. So I'll just give you that, if that makes sense to you.
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, all right. There's another birthday coming up too in this month.
My father passed away. His was May 5th.
Okay, because I just want to say there's a birthday cake and there's red roses I want to bring through as well.
We always celebrated our birthday together.
Oh,
my father and I, because mine was the 2nd, his was the 5th.
Thank you, because the red roses and I saw the 2-tier birthday cake. So I just want to make a reference to they're bringing that through as well, because I thought it's not just one. I know there's a couple in May. There's definitely a reference to a couple of May.
And there's my brother that's the 25th, but I thought of my father right away because we always celebrated together.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah,
welcome.
Perfect. All right. So, Donna, do you have a quick question?
Yes, I do. I wanted to know if you've seen anything around a job or me moving even.
Okay.
Either one of those things.
Okay. So you're working at the moment?
Right now I'm not working.
Okay. Because I want to say there's a job coming for you, and I feel like it's going to be I don't feel like there's a move around. It's just more of a case of your job is going to come up, and I reckon it's going to be like the end of May, to be honest. End of May, start of June.
So.
And I want to make reference to there's 2 opportunities. So whether or not you've applied for 2 jobs or you're waiting, but there's two opportunities. One's going to be more that's going to help you with your heart or your heart space. It's not your head, like you're not overthinking something. It's something that it's just sitting right with you, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And the move, I don't feel like you're moving just yet. I want to say probably 12 to 18 months if you move.
You think that, I'm sorry, what was that?
So a move, as in moving house?
We're talking about moving, but we don't have any time. You know what I mean? We're hoping soon, not way off.
Oh, okay. Because I got 12 to 18 months. So have you been thinking about this for 12 to 18 months?
Oh, did you say 12 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like probably when things start to go into motion.
Okay, because I feel like at 18 months, it's when it's going to really hit, like when it's going to come through, because I got the 12 to 18 months around it.
Okay. Now, I have my own business. I did elderly care, went into the home and did medical work.
Yes.
And do you see me getting back to that? Because I had gotten hurt pretty bad, and I'm recovered from that now.
I don't feel like it's going to be, I don't feel like it's going to be that. I feel like it's going to be something that's always sat with you that you've always wanted to do. It's like a heart thing, like it's a soul sort of thing. Even if you might be helping people, I like what you do, but I don't feel like it's going to be in the area that you think it's going to be.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like what you've done, like nursing and helping and all that sort of stuff, it won't be like, it'll be something in that, but not physically physically draining. I want to say it's helping people or doing something, but it's not going to be on that physical sort of level. I feel like it's going to be around that. But it's because it's where you sit, where you love to do things, and that's where I feel like you're going to go. And I feel like there's 2 opportunities that you've got coming.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, Donna. Thank you so much for calling. And if you like, you can always connect with me on my Facebook page. So thank you, Donna.
Absolutely. And have a wonderful night. God bless you.
You too. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. All right. I've got Michelle from Baraboo. Sorry, Michelle. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yes, Michelle.
Oh, perfect.
From Baraboo. Wisconsin.
Baraboo. Thank you. Sorry, I just saw it. I was like, my producer Dave loves to sound it out for me, so it's easier for me to say it right. Sorry. And my accent probably doesn't sound right either, so I do apologise. Okay, so do you have a question?
I'm concerned about my state of present mind right now and where I need to go into the future. I have certain things and certain ideas in my head, but I want to do the right thing, so I don't. Yeah. Because I'm going through a lot right now.
Okay, you worry about other people. Okay, you worry about connecting.
No,
and
I don't worry about other people. No, I've been alone a long time.
Okay.
But I'm just wondering, what is in my future. I don't know what you want me to all tell you.
No, don't tell me too much. That's all right. Let me just look at this for a second, because I know I've got a gentleman coming through who's very strong. And
I've been meditating, and I'm holding my grounding stone to help you.
Yeah, because I feel like I've got a grandfather or a gentleman, an elderly gentleman coming through who is very strong and very, I want to say he wouldn't say much. He's very much like I feel like he was strict to a point, but he also had a sensitivity around him. I feel like he's quite tall as well, and he's got this sort of slender build. But it's like I want to say the reason why this gentleman's coming through for you is to stand your ground. As much as you sort of give of yourself, you're not standing your ground. And I do want to say there is things happening for you that I want to say you feel, okay, you did advise me, but I want to say you feel like you're stuck because whether or not you're overthinking it, but you're in your head, you sit and meditate, which is great. But I just want to say allowing you to see the other opportunities. Sometimes it's hard to see moving forward, but I just want to make reference to looking at things in a different way will help you bring the clarity through. Because I feel even though when we meditate, sometimes the clarity, we do need to speak to someone because what we get, it's more like a confirmation for us. So if we go and see someone or you talking to me right now, it's more of a case of you getting a confirmation of what you're already getting, if that makes sense.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm reading books on Ralph Waldo and Emerson, Eckhart Tolle. I've been working on,
So it's like I want to say you're going into a new phase. So we get to a certain point in our learning, in our knowledge, that we just go, hang on a second, I feel stuck. What's going on? So then we go into relearning or reprogramming or understanding the knowledge that we've already received. But it's interesting because I want to say with you, darling, you're a very old soul. And it's like I want to say whatever you're doing now is you're actually going, oh, my God, I knew this. Oh, my God, I knew that. Yet because we are we have a certain programming as we grow older and through childhood and everything, that the doors have always been closed. But when we open them, we realize, oh, my God, I knew this stuff, but it just wasn't the right time in my life to actually see this or hear this or feel this. Because if I would say that what you're getting now, if I spoke to you 15 years ago, you would have gone, nah, don't want to hear it, don't want to see it, don't want to feel it. Whereas now you've gone, okay, now I've done everything I can do to a point. Now I need to refocus and understand of where I'm going. And it's interesting because we always have, I would say, a fear or a lack of, oh, my God, if it's going to happen. Just allow yourself to see the future coming up as a beautiful, bright essence and abundance for you, because I really feel like that's coming through, Michelle, if that makes sense. Interesting, I know, because you're coming up to spring and summer, I feel like there's a little bit of witchy woo around you, or there's some sort of reference to doing little things like mantras and stuff, which if you look at it, there's so many different words for mantras, but there's so many words for spells. Pardon?
What was the word?
Mantras, like little affirmations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So doing those, you actually start bringing that in. And I do want to say over the last 6 weeks, things have started to change for you. I feel like a lot more things are opening up for you. So work-wise, did you want to know about work, yes?
I am a disabled vet. I would like to work, but it'd have to be a certain place. I don't know where.
Okay. Okay.
I just can't find out where I can go.
Yeah. You're a bit of a healer and a bit of an empath, if that makes sense.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm definitely an empath.
Yeah, because I want to say there's a reference to
I come
healer.
to the aid of people, and
So you understand when you step with someone, you can give them guidance, or people just come to you for guidance. Because I want to say there's a healing element around you, and I feel like a healing's really coming in for you, in a sense, you being a healer. And this is why I feel like where you're going with all your information, it's interesting when we have life paths, we think we're going to have this certain life path, but it never really happens. We set goals. What I would like you to do is set an affirmation and go, this is where I want to be in another year. So, Michelle, I really feel like this is where you're going. Sorry, I have to wrap it up. I do apologize, Michelle. But please keep...
You're right, because I am thinking, and I planned it over a year, and it's coming up this summer, that I want to move out west, so Oregon. But I don't know
what?
if
I was
it's the
actually
right
feeling
move
like
or not,
you're
or if I
moving.
have the right money, and I'm just questioning myself.
Yeah. Don't question yourself. Just do. Go with your heart. Feel with your heart. Don't think with your head. Feel with your heart if that's the right thing. And I really feel like you are.
Okay.
All right, Michelle. But may I leave that with you? Please contact me on my Facebook page, Geordie Janes, Psychic Medium, and also geordiejanes.com.au. If you have anything else that I can help you with, you can message me straight after this. So, sorry, I've just got a couple of minutes, and I do apologise. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you to all my callers today. And good night. Thanks, everyone. Have a lovely week, and I will see you all next week. All right. Thank you all. Bye.
I'm the Psych Heather Ogle, and the city is Hollywood, California. Welcome. We are live, and that's exciting every time I do this. So tonight I wanted to talk about this vibration that's going around this week with my clients and my friends, and before I get to the fortunes. And what it is kind of a darkness and a depression. And I've never really spoken to you guys about depression and loss and how to cope with that and how to deal with times when you go dark. Because in spirituality, it's not always about being happy all the time. I think that's a big misconception, is that if you're spiritual, you're always happy. That couldn't be further from the truth. Spirituality helps us through the darker times and keeps us from going off the deep end, I think. But what happens when we start to feel dark? How do we cope with that? And of course, we do go to our spiritual practice, but when we're in it, it's very difficult to get there initially. And so I wanted to just speak to you guys about it tonight and just give you a few tools so that you can be ready when depression strikes. And I suffer from depression personally. I have since I was as far back as I can remember. Since I was 5 years old, I used to be really dark and sort of sit with my little dog and talk to my dog and tell him all my problems and take solace that way. And, I've dealt with it my whole life. And that is one of the reasons I sought out spirituality. And with my psychic ability, I was always sort of seeking a higher truth and trying to sort of figure out what was going on with myself. And so that brought me to spirituality. But so when you start to feel dark, what do you do? What should you do? Well, most people self-isolate. And what that does is it creates more depression because you spiral and you start to think darker thoughts and you start to get darker. So what I suggest is reaching out. And even though you probably don't even want to, but it's very healthy and it's very important that you reach out. Now, should you text someone? Should you hit them up on Facebook or Instagram? Not really, because it's not true intimacy. And what you want with dark feelings and depression is a true connection. And so true connection is the old school face-to-face, okay, you guys? So make an appointment with someone, or make a date with someone, like coffee or lunch, or go over to their house if you want to just be in their realm. But you want to show up and be present and be with a friend or a loved one or a family member, and trust that they want to help. That's important. You don't want to have that guilt about being a burden. That's a common misconception. Oh, I'm a burden. I don't want to feel guilty for being a burden. Understand that people want to help and people love you. My husband lost his daughter she took her own life, and this was about 2 years ago. And since that happened, it's been really one of my goals in life to make sure that people can make it through depression and not, go to such lengths to take their own lives. It's absolutely devastating, and I helped him through his depression during that time. And she does come to me in the form of butterflies. And as I do see the angels, it's very helpful for us. But I want you to understand, reach out, seek someone to talk to. And then from there, an important thing to do is number 2 is do things that make you feel good. Okay, so get your butt out of bed, go get a mani-pedi, go shopping, go get your hair done. Do things that make you feel beautiful, that make you feel good. Try to do something, okay? Because if you self-isolate, if you stay in bed the whole time, you're going to spiral, and that doesn't work. In Buddhism, there's a saying, sit with the pain. Now, that's different. If you sit with the pain, that means you're processing, you're dealing with it, you're figuring out active ways in which to feel better. Ultimately, that's sitting with the pain, okay? You're actually dealing with it by processing and feeling everything, okay? That's different than self-isolating, okay? Self-isolating, you're probably overeating, getting high, getting drunk, smoking, whatever it is to sort of mask the pain, to get rid of it through unhealthy means. If you do choose to sit with the pain, it's very brave, it's very difficult, but it is something that you can do, and it is pretty awesome if you can accomplish that. But don't feel like, oh gosh, I'm not able to sit with the pain. Don't worry about it. Most people aren't at that level, and it is pretty difficult. So here we are. Get support from someone outside. Go do something for yourself. And then number 3, I would get moving. And that means exercise, which is scientifically proven to raise your serotonin. So what that means is obviously hit the gym. If you're not a gym rat, if you're not a gym person, it's just as easy as putting one foot in front of the other, okay? So taking your dog for a walk, or just taking yourself for a walk. Here in LA, there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of concrete, stuff like this. But what I do is I look up. I look at the trees. I look at the sky. And that is nature. So spend time in nature. Even if you don't think you have nature around you, you always do somewhere. The earth is our God, and God is everywhere. So make sure you look to the sky, look to the trees, calm yourself through nature. Because if you're inside the whole time, you're going to feel pent up, you're going to feel frustrated, you're going to get overheated, and all these reality shows coming at you. How can you not feel depressed? So understand that, okay? Now, with the negative thoughts, this is something I teach my clients. You have to simply overcome them. And it isn't simply, but it's like learning a new language. Okay. So if you guys out there speak a new language, like I pretend I speak Spanish like everyone in LA. It's more like Spanglish. But when you speak Spanish, say when I'm in Mexico and it starts flowing, I feel like, oh, right, I'm speaking Spanish. I'm fluent and it's flowing. It kind of feels great because you're in that sweet spot. Well, it's the same with positive thought. You can get into that sweet spot where you are flowing with positive thought. And it takes training, okay? So it takes training of the mind to reach the point where you are in positive thought 100% because you have trained your mind to be there, all right? So what happens is in the beginning, you have to start telling yourself the opposite of your negatives, all right? So if you're walking around saying, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I want you to catch that thought, I'm fat. And you want to say, cancel, clear, delete. I learned this from my friend Isabella, a beautiful shaman. Cancel, clear, delete. So that thought is out. And then you say to yourself, I love my beautiful, sexy, slender body. I bless my body with love. Some sort of alternate thought, opposite thought, a positive thought to replace the negative, right? But like I'm saying, it's learning a new language. So you're going to constantly, in the beginning, be checking yourself. I'm broke. No. Cancel, clear, delete. I am infinitely wealthy and debt-free, right? And then what happens is after like a month, you start automatically saying the positive thought. I'm infinitely wealthy and debt-free. I'm infinitely wealthy and debt-free. Oh my God, I'm infinitely wealthy and debt-free. And what happens is the universe responds to those thoughts and starts rewarding you with the money, rewarding you with the weight loss, right? Rewarding you with the happiness. So this depression and sense of loss and things like this start to dissipate, right? So understand that if you work hard to train the mind and to believe these new positive thoughts, then the negative will slowly disappear. And the one thing with affirmation that's very important is you have to believe the affirmation. Because if you're just saying it, in the beginning, you're probably just going to be saying it, right? But ultimately, you have to believe what you're saying, and that's when it starts to really work. Okay, guys? So understand that. You start to believe it, and then you will receive it. Believe, and you shall receive. So that's how I got out of my depression, was through the art of affirmation. Now, antidepressants. I do believe in them, okay? Personally, I don't take them, but I do believe if you are dark enough, you should take antidepressants because it's like a diabetic needs insulin. This is my personal opinion, but there are some people who are dark enough that they do need some sort of adjustment. So I personally believe if you're that dark and you can't get out, then you possibly should look into medication. Therapy, yes. Spiritual therapy, most definitely, okay, guys? Because then you're in touch with the universe, with quantum physics, with the art of positive thought, all these things, hopefully, so you don't have to take medication. But if you are so dark that you're feeling suicidal, you should probably look into something like that, okay? So that's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on depression because so many of my clients have been dark lately. And I've been trying to lift them up, help them out of this darkness, and keep them from, doing anything dangerous or, going off the deep end, really. And just know also when you lose someone, it can also be in the form of a breakup. And you still are mourning. And anyone who tells you that there is a time limit on mourning, or you should, and especially with a breakup because that person is still alive, oh, you should be over them by now. Just know there is no time limit on mourning, okay? So those people can just, get lost. You don't need to listen to them anymore. You just don't need to speak to them about your pain because they don't understand, right? So there is no time limit on mourning. You can mourn as long as you like, but understand that when there is a breakup, you are being invited by the universe to grow, to expand, to move forward, okay? To blossom like a lotus, to become a butterfly, all right? You notice when you break up with someone, you lose weight, you start looking hot, you start going to the gym, you start getting yourself, into books and knowledge and moving forward. It's no accident because you're being invited by God, by the universe, to expand, to move forward, to be this beautiful butterfly. So I want you to kind of step out of your sadness and say, hey, I'm going to evolve and do me. And then God or universe is going to bring me someone who deserves me. So that's a good way to look at breaking up, okay? I know it hurts like hell, but just understand that that is what a breakup is actually about, okay? Is cleansing yourself and making room for the new, all right? So take time for yourself, and hopefully these tips on going dark will help, because losing a loved one from suicide or losing a loved one just to depression in general is really difficult for us who aren't depressed or who aren't, whatever. But it's really, really hard on everyone. So keep your thoughts correct. Work hard at training the mind. That helps so much. And the other cool thing with helping out with depression is just dogs. Dogs are wonderful. Dog, spelled backward, is God. Okay, so get a dog if all else fails. Okay, so those are my thoughts on depression. So if I helped anyone today, I'll be glad for that. As far as your fortunes for the week, for your predictions, as far as money and work, number one, work is kind of weird right now. What I feel is the vibration of someone who may be threatening you because they're kind of like, there's a presence of a younger, hotter, sexier person at work that may be bright and shiny and sort of taking away your mystique. And they won't last long, so don't worry about it. It's just that they are new on the scene kind of feeling, right? So, or the boss may be attracted to them. This is temporary, okay? But you're not going to be getting that much attention for like the next 2 weeks due to this bright and shiny object, person, thing, okay? Either an object, person, or thing. There's distraction. So if you're not feeling the love, that is why, okay? There's distraction from an outside source. Now, so the message is don't take things personally. You're doing fine. Just don't take things personally because you're not going to feel a lot of appreciation, but it's not personal, all right? So that's like for a week or two. And then everything else with work, pretty much the same. It's a very Groundhog's Day vibe right now, meaning everything is the same, on the same vibration, same sort of steady flow, no increase, no decrease, but sorry to say, not a lot of appreciation either. But they still love you. They're just not saying it. As far as money is still on the increase, but it's becoming a little more subtle. You've got to watch for the signs. You've got to ask for what you want, ask the universe, and make it clear. There are vibrations of, again, unexpected sources. So money coming from unexpected sources, which is exciting. So, a check in the mail, a lottery ticket, something like this, or maybe even a raise at work, but I wouldn't see a raise for like 2 more weeks, because right now, again, you're not being really noticed. As far as love vibration right now, love is very tender. It is, there have been a lot of breakups. Now, I don't want you to think you're going to be broken up with, but I want you to appreciate the love you have, okay? So this is for couples. If you're in a couple, make sure you don't look back and understand when you got together, how beautiful that was, and cherish that, and look back fondly with all the memories you have with your partner, and try to recreate some of that magic this week, okay? And appreciate what you have. And instead of bitching about what goes wrong these days, go back and appreciate what you have and have had, and move forward with this beautiful feeling of love together, okay? Now, if you're single, do your best to not make waves this week, okay? Because there's like a snapping turtle effect going on, where if you say the slightest thing, someone may get a little upset, okay? Now, that vibration lasts for 5 more days. So just make sure you be cautious with what you say to your mate, because it's almost like, not to be creepy, but like they have PMS or something, like they're on edge. So just be cautious and be gentle with your words, okay? So that's love. And as far as the vibration overall, it should just be a peacekeeping time, and everything is fine, but communication is just a little wonky. But just make sure that you keep your thoughts correct, like I said, and don't go dark. But that was just a message due to the influx of my clients who have been sort of dark in the last couple of weeks. I thought, hey, maybe you have too, and I thought I would share that with you. But I'm ready to take a caller now. Who have I got out there?
Tanya from Columbus, Ohio.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi, how are you this evening?
Oh, Sonia, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me okay?
I can. What can I do for you?
I kind of want to know what's going on with the job that I had an interview with. I've had 2 interviews with this particular company, and I feel like they're just lingering, and I don't know what the holdup is. They say they're still doing interviews. I have no clue. Is this a job that wasn't meant for me, or what do you see?
Was that last Thursday?
Last Thursday. The interview? No, the second interview took place on April the 2nd.
Okay, because I feel a Thursday.
Last Thursday, I did speak with someone, but then it was a no-go. Nothing happened with it.
Okay, because I feel last Thursday. Okay, so you spoke with someone last Thursday. They are being truthful. They are still looking at people. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
However, okay, by next Friday, you will have all your information. I feel that you are one of the contenders.
Okay.
I feel that you are one of the contenders, and it comes down to 3 people, and you are one of them.
Okay.
Now, there's a great possibility that you get this job. So why are you hesitant?
Okay.
Why do you feel hesitant? Just because of the runaround?
I feel, yes. They were looking to hire pretty soon, but then it's like something happened with one of my references. The manager wasn't able to get a hold of one of them, so I had to give a backup reference, and I don't know if that was an issue, if that may have caused them to be hesitant or whatnot. I'm not sure.
It didn't affect things, and I don't want you to worry. And I can't guarantee, but I see 1 in 3 chance. There's 3 contenders, and you're very much on the list and very high regard.
Okay.
So I wouldn't worry. The indication is please stop worrying, and a very good chance that you get it. Very good chance that you get it.
Okay.
The reference thing is not an issue.
So the reference was not an issue?
No.
Okay.
By next Friday, you will have your answer. And if I'm to predict, I would say you get the job.
Okay. This is the one I had 2 interviews with.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't want you to worry. Just do you in the meantime.
Okay. Now, do you see a particular salary that they are going to offer, or
I
or
see the number 6, 60. Is that making sense?
60. No.
No? Okay. Why don't you give me a number and I'll tell you if I'll vibrate on it, or something that you want. Because I'm seeing a multiple of 6.
You're seeing multiples of 6. I mean, I would like to see, a salary in the 60 range, but I don't know.
I see in the 60 range.
You do?
I do.
That would be nice.
I do. I think you might be underestimating the awesomeness of this position and the amount of salary. But when you said that, I tuned in and I saw a big number 6.
Okay. I know the starting range for this particular position was only 30 to 40.
Okay.
So that's why when you said 60, I did not recognize that. So could it be another position that I may be considered for?
It could be. Or maybe 2 threes. 2 threes is a 6, but I do feel very positively about this. I don't BS people. I don't, if I didn't feel good, I would tell you. I would tell you.
Okay.
But that's how I feel, Sonia. I think you're going to get it.
Okay, so you see something by next Friday.
Yes, ma'am. And I think we're at the end of the show, but I wish you all the best and the best of luck, and stay positive in your mind. Tell yourself, I have this job.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, my friend. Have a great evening.
You do the same. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, everyone. I hope you all have a beautiful night. And that was a nice call with Sonia. And, if you want to manifest something, see yourself in that job. How does it smell, feel, taste? How are the sounds? Every sense activated. How is that job for you? And see yourself in it and be there. And that's all you need to do. And you will receive the job. Believe and receive. And I really hope that Sonia gets that job, and I just know she will. Okay? So have a great night, you guys, and I'll see you next week. Lots of love.
Hello and welcome to Ren and Friends Psychic Talk Radio. What was that? I just saw my head go flying. I guess I was, oh my goodness, look at my soda bottle collection. Okay, let's not look at my soda bottle collection. There we go. Anyway, he's got me looking at myself on video. It's very strange. Hello, welcome to Ren and Friends Psychic Talk Radio. I have been away from the show for a while. I got to tell you, life has been a blur. I have gone from doing a lecture at a college to performing the Messages from the Other Side gallery every week and sold out every event. Just got back from Raleigh 2 days ago. Had about 30-something people in there, 36, I suppose, returning to Raleigh in November. Going back to Davidson, North Carolina this weekend for another event. And so I know there's lots of people out there that are calling my office, and I apologize if I'm not getting back to you as soon enough, because it's me and myself and I right now. I also want to let you know, and my book, Good Morning, is 2 weeks to being published. I am writing a book alongside Patsy Beaker, who is the ghost writer. She's an excellent writer, by the way. She writes my newsletters. Tonight we have got Shelby Smith, who is under my name in the chat room and Ask One Radio Network at Facebook. And I also want to give a quick shout out to my friend Mark Allison, Chef Mark Allison, who at this very moment is judging the 2018 Cabarrus County, hold it, I got my cheat sheet right here, Chef Challenge at Restaurant 46 in Kannapolis. So a quick shout out to Chef Allison. All righty. Well, I've given you what I have for my events. I realize I went a little fast, so if you want to find out more about the events going on in my life, check out www.marybethwren, MARYBETHWRENN.com. I spelled my last name with two N's, like two wings on an angel. WRENN.com. All righty. I'm getting my directions from my producer and God behind the microphone. And you know what? Speaking of microphones, I'd like to give a dedication. In fact, I'd like to dedicate this show. I was intending on being on this show, Ren and Friends Radio, 2 weeks ago. However, I was investigating a haunted house. And, well, you sensitives out there, when you're working with a lot of paranormal energy, it can pretty much exhaust you. So I had to take the night off. However, one of the reasons why I got into the broadcasting industry was because late at night, from the 11 o'clock p.m. to 1 o'clock, 11, I'm saying it wrong again, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. on an AM dial with my little transistor radio stuck underneath my pillow, I would listen to Art Bell at coasttocoastam.com. And Art Bell was the radio announcer, my goodness, of my dreams. His voice was fantastic, just like John B. Wells. He's another fantastic broadcaster. And Art Bell would bring to the airwaves topics that were never discussed on normal broadcasting airwaves. Things like Malachi Martin, Reverend Malachi Martin, or Bigfoot, UFOs, ghost. In fact, Rosemary Ellen Guiley first started out. Hi, Rosemary. Shout out if you ever hear my show. I used to, of all things, go out to get ready for this one. Rosemary and I would also get together at the Golden Dawn Diner. Yeah, did I say the Golden Dawn? Uh-huh. The Golden Dawn Diner in New Jersey before we went to the MUFON meetings. Now, Rosemary Ellen Guiley's famous on her own. She's written numerous books on the paranormal, and it's been featured on Art Bell shows as well as with George Noory at Coast to Coast. So I just want to give a quick dedication, and to, if anybody would ever be interested in listening to, Google it, to Art Bell, a wonderful broadcaster who brought a lot of people to the radio airwaves, from shortwave radio to ham radio to regular broadcast radio. So, Art Bell, this is a shout out to you, dude. All righty. Let's go to our first caller. Actually, wait a minute. I'm getting a message here from my producer that Art was from Dave's hometown of Jacksonville, North Carolina. And that's correct. He was born in North Carolina. You know, why is it that all the great radio broadcasters out there started the old state of North Kakalaki? We have Dave, Art Bell, and I believe that John B. had done some broadcasting, I believe, in the Raleigh airwaves. Rick Dees, that's correct. Dave's out there telling me Rick Dees. And let me tell you a quick story, listeners. I started out with the Ask One Radio Network. Tom Kent, that's right. When I started out with the Ask One Radio Network, I believe it was the year 2011, and I was asked to be a guest to a psychic in Australia. And she said to me, "Oh, by the way, my producer's from Raleigh, North Carolina." And I said, "That's strange. I used to broadcast at the radio network over there at the Highwoods Radio, Capital. Radio stations, unfortunately, get traded like baseball cards. Smoke Tree, thank you. That's right. Thank you. Blank out here. Anyway, I used to broadcast on somebody called G105 with Bob and Madison. And sure enough, turns out that Dave was were you the PD? And WRTG, right? And I was with Sonny, which I forgot what the call letters were, but that's right. Oldies, I was with not Frank Oz, the other Oz. You know what I'm talking about. Bob Bronson. I feel like I'm having a reunion. Yeah, Tuna and Oz. Anyway, I'm a professional radio broadcaster. Can't you tell? Ha ha. So it just seems like North Carolina happens to be the home of the really cool broadcasters. Well, listen, I don't want to just keep chatting anymore. Let's talk with our first caller. Because you know why? This show is for you, not me. So let's talk to LaToya in Detroit, Michigan. Hello and welcome to Ren and Friends Psychic Talk Radio.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, I love your energy field. It is so blue. It's so just glistening, gorgeous blue. Are you on broadcasting radio? Because you should be.
Yes, I am.
Are you kidding me?
You're not kidding me. No, I like the Facebook page, and I occasionally follow it.
Oh, my gosh. No wonder your aura field is brilliant blue. Now, blue is obviously the ruler of the throat chakra, but it's also, to me, when I see the energy field around professional radio broadcasters, we're blue. And when you came into the came online, whatever this is, because Dave's my screen caller. I'm like, LaToya's in broadcasting. It's sure enough, we're talking about all kinds of people in the broadcasting industry. So here's your answer before your question. Don't quit your day job. Now, what's your question? What can I do for you?
So don't quit my day job. Okay.
Is there any other question?
I guess my question would be, for my career. Like, my background is in engineering. Haven't had too much, and I also have background in supply chain also. Okay. I was always told that I was supposed to be a successful business owner eventually, be rich eventually, but how do I get there? I have a passion for helping people also, so it's not really all just about money. I like having money so I can help people also. And I guess my second question would be, relationship or future marriage. Like, I was dating a guy this summer, and we knew each other from school. He was an engineer also. He was a minister. And, we lived together, had a nice little life together, and it just went downhill. He was on his way to his third marriage. We were talking marriage also. And there was, allegations of cheating. I kind of figured he was cheating because he talked about cheating, all the time. So we broke up in August because, he was being a liar, sneaky and deceitful. And we broke up in August. He got married in November. And that really, really hurt. Because when we broke up, I still loved him, of course, even though I knew the relationship was toxic. So as far as my future husband, I'm healing through that, and I'm in the stages of letting go, closing that cycle out and moving on. When will I meet my future husband, and would I have my own children, and how long is it going to take? Because I'm 36, single with no kids, and it's kind of frustrating sometimes.
Well, good news is you're still young. Second good news is you've got your head on your shoulders and you're very grounded. Now, I am being told very clearly, do not quit your day job. What I'm hearing here is that you're going to stay. If you said you were in the radio broadcasting industry, stay in it. I get the impression that there's some kind of syndication programming coming up for you, because I sense that you have a life coaching type of opportunity in front of you. So I don't know if that means did you say that you're a minister as well as your ex?
No. Like, I went to church with him all the time. I had like a podcast.
Yes.
This summer, like, I was on a podcast, and it was doing pretty good. It was local here in Detroit.
Right.
It was going really good, but I guess the guy, my co-host, had a crush on me, and then got kind of disrespectful with me, so I stopped. I quit the podcast.
Okay. Here's the good news. I'm seeing you on the FM and AM dial, so put the podcast aside and put some air checks out there. Get out to the PDs, program directors, and offer your services, even if it means you have to lease time off of one of the AM dials or the FM dials. If you don't know where I'm going, just go to an advertiser of the radio program and see if you can lease access time, okay? Because I'm seeing you not so much on podcasting as much as I'm getting the impression that you're more in the professional broadcasting industry. Now, yes, you could have been part of the Me Too moment, and I realize that we women, especially in some occupations, we get hit on. But you know what? It's part and parcel. It just, what they say, it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Just move on from that. Now, as for this former boyfriend, fiance, it sounds to me that he was looking for forgive me for being incredibly crass, but he was looking for a tool. He was looking for a device, someone who could fulfill his empty heart. He was nowhere ready to get married. I kind of feel sorry for his current wife. I don't see that lasting much longer at all. Now, let's just put him aside for a second, because I'm seeing the word Anthony coming into your head, or excuse me, into my head, and I see it into your aura. And I feel like I'm saying 38 years old. Now, I know you're only 36, so you're still young. Okay, I'm 52. I got you beat here, Stella. You're young. I see 38 as in marriage, and I feel that you're going to be meeting him now or in the zodiac time of Gemini, and I'm just looking down at my time because it says 5/2, so we're still in Taurus. So you're looking at May 20th. And I'm feeling that in the Gemini time period, now let me just wait a minute and see if I get some visions about where you're going to meet him. Now, I'm seeing this man to be African-American. I'm seeing short-cropped hair. Have you ever seen the movie The Black Panther?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like he has the style of the actor who plays the main lead.
That plays he plays the what?
He plays the main character.
Okay, T'Challa, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And now, you're in Detroit. I'm feeling like you're going to be part of a startup cubicle. What is this? A startup business complex where it's a large office with many small businesses. I want to say cubicle, or it starts with a C, but I'm blanking on it at this point. I feel that this is a young man who is a film creator, producer, YouTube channel. He's in the marketing industry, very similar to you. And I feel that you're going to be dating him for about 2 years. But then I see you want children?
Yes.
I feel like you're going to get pregnant before you get married. But then you'll get married. I know it's a little bit backwards, but I'm seeing 39 as in pregnancy time period, but it's because of choice. You're totally okay with it. And I feel like she's a little girl.
Yes, that's what I want.
Good, yay. And then I'm feeling that there's a potential for a little boy. And
I'm good with that too.
But the doctors are saying, well, we're not so sure that that's the right thing to do because of your health. But I feel like, listen to your spirit. Get your second opinion. Because I feel like the little girl is planned and the little boy is a gift. Well, they're all both gifts. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm also seeing you with a minister's license. So maybe it's life coach. Or maybe it's the Universal Life Church minister's license, where you can marry and bury people too. But I'm seeing you carrying a theology chaplain. Maybe it's a volunteer chaplain. But I see you making a major effect in your community. So you stay positive, stay focused on your future, and just realize that while you thought you had the right guy, God set somebody better for you.
Yeah.
But that's what I get
that really
you.
Hurt. Like, I didn't eat for like a week, and it was, I'm pretty sure it was somebody he was seeing on the side, because, like I said, he was really deceptive, and that's why we broke up, and it hurt pretty bad. It's like I don't want to lose faith.
Don't. Just tell yourself 10 times better. Remember that. 10 times better.
Yeah, so I should be meeting him this month. That would be so great, because I'm not dating anybody. And it's hard for me to date because I guess my friend describes me as too well-rounded. She says I'm like, I'm kind of hood, growing up in Detroit. I'm intellectual. I'm a nerd.
You sound like...
She describes me as middle class. I'm not even really working right now like that, so I can't really say I'm middle class or whatever. But she was like, most men wouldn't know, and Detroit wouldn't know what to do with me. I'm too much. And she, and I'm like, well, and it's hard for me to date. It really is. And she said, I need somebody that I can actually look up to. They have to be really smart or really rich. Somebody that I can learn something from, and, that's impressive also. And dating is really hard.
Go for the guy who is really intellectual and would be willing to share his knowledge about getting rich so that you can both be really rich. And that way you have your money, he's got his money, and you guys have a prenup. Just saying.
Yes. It's like I want to help people too.
Right.
So that's really important to me also.
I'm seeing this impression of movies. They could be YouTube shorts, video shorts, but don't ever knock the idea that you're a very smart person and very intellectual geek nerd, because you know what?
What?
Detroit needs somebody like you, okay?
Yeah.
Who cares if they can't handle you? They're scared of you. So what? Just be yourself. Yeah. Please. Please, please. Well, listen, I have had a good time talking to you, and I hope you call me back, because you sound like my kind of friend.
Oh, so thank you. Give me a shout-out. I have a homegirl that wants to get online, too. I heard her name was Layla. I think she messaged you also. I told her about you.
Okay. I'll look for Layla. I hope she's in the chat room, where right now Shelby, my assistant and good friend, is making the shout-outs for my events in the chat room. And if you're ever interested in booking an appointment, you can always go to my website, www.marybethwren.com. Just take my name and just .com the end.
Mary Beth?
Yep. And it's just right there in the title. Or you can just Google me, and you'll see about 19 pages worth of stuff. So I've been around for a long time. Way before the internet was around, that's for sure. But, so I look forward to hearing from you in the future. So give me a shout back. Don't forget my phone number, 1-888-454-2751.
Okay.
And
254?
454-2751. It's 1-888-454-2751.
2751.
Perfect. You give me a shout out, and I have got somebody in I want to take care of in Canada. So before she freezes to death up there, let's go take care of her too. LaToya, great talking to you. Talk to you soon, my friend. All righty, real quickly. Hi, Cindy from Grand Bay, New Brunswick.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, Mary Beth, I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. What a beautiful green aura. Go into a turquoise green. This is a color that tells me a dreaming in color. You get like clairvoyant. The strong visions come through your dreams. So I'm here to tell you, don't think about things. Just go with the flow, if that makes sense.
Wow. Yeah.
So, honey, I know we're kind of limited on time tonight, so I'm sorry about that, but bring it at me. What's your question? I'll do what I can to answer you.
So, two, I had a recent loved one that passed.
Okay.
Who is significant. It's my mom. So it's just like to know the ways that she's letting me know that she's near.
Okay, don't say anything else, please. When I communicate to the other side, I particularly don't even like when people tell me I want to talk to so-and-so because I trust the spirit world. They're going to tell me who's going to speak to you. All right, so hold on. I'm timing this. I'm looking at the clock. Just give me a minute. Now, what I get is a feeling of not being able to breathe really deep. So I feel like your mom's trying to indicate to me that there may have been I don't hope it's not a suffocation issue, but a feeling of an issue around the neck. Now, I feel that she is coming through your dreams. I feel like I'm supposed to say Rachel or Rhonda or Robin or Ra something. R. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Who is it?
Well, I'm assuming it could be my brother, Ronnie.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if your mom, I asked your mom to give a shout out to you, to somebody whom she knows that you would know, obviously. Okay. Yeah. Now, she seems to be going towards your brother a lot. Like, he's been having grief issues as well. Sometimes, I think a little bit more than you. Like, you're more metaphysically inclined and can understand that you can connect to your mom anytime, drop of the hat.
Yeah,
I want to say Robert is, on the other hand, is a little bit more solid to the ground. A plus equals B equals C, 1, 2, 3. Very level-headed. Not that we're not level-headed, but you know what I mean. What I'm seeing
I have another
here,
brother, Roland, too.
Roland, okay. Feels like I'm seeing an accountant. But what I'm getting with you is that your mom is communicating to you through your dreams, and get ready for this one. It feels like through your pets. I want to say a dog, a brown dog. I don't know if I keep seeing a dog who's having the night crazies. So I feel like I'm seeing a pet who's trying to respond to her spirit. Unless it's her pet you're taking care of. I don't know what I'm saying here, but that's what I keep seeing.
Okay.
I know this sounds completely off the beaten path because I don't think I'm speaking with your mom with this. I get the impression that somebody is fighting depression around your family. And I feel like your mom is indicating that you and your siblings have to reach out to the family member who's either had... Oh, boy, here goes. All right, sorry, it's like 2 minutes, I realize. Reach out to the family member who's dealing with depression because I want to say he needs it. Okay? Hope you understand that one.
I do. And I have a situation coming up on May 11th that I'd like to know if I'm going to get any closure.
Give them a great big hug, okay? They need it. They need it big time. That's what your mom's telling me to tell you. Thank you so much for calling, and I hope you get to call the show back. I realize I'm only here for half an hour, so I have to, split. So, Cindy, I send lots of love and light to you and your mom and Roland and your brother, and I look forward to talking to you in the future. And to everybody else who's listening in, thank you so much for listening in to the Wren and Friends Psychic Talk Radio program. I'm your hostess, Psychic Medium Mary Beth Wren. Don't forget, you can find me at www.marybethwren.com. Always remember, reality is what you make it. So make sure you make it the very best. And I'll see you next week. Thank you very much for listening.
Hi, I'm Dean, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio, now on Moonstruck TV, enlightening television.
Good evening and welcome to Your Time to Shine. I am your host, Julie, and Darlene is off tonight having a wonderful anniversary dinner with her husband of 10 years. So congratulations, Darlene, on that. Your Time to Shine is a radio station designed to help you find your ultimate divine gifts. Welcome to the show tonight. How are you, everybody? So tonight, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that you can do with your intuitive gifts. I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, I have these gifts and I don't really know what to do with them now. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about tonight are some of those options as far as what can you do with all of these gifts. So you can do a lot more than just do psychic readings. There's energy healers. You can do aura healing. You can do pet communication. We've had a pet specialist on the air. And so tonight I brought in a special guest. Her name is Kimmy, and her business is Kimmy Energy. And she is with us tonight to give us a little bit more information about her gifts and abilities and some of the things that you can do with those gifts and abilities. Good evening, Kimmy. How are you?
I'm fine, Julie. Thank you for having me.
So welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you on the show.
I'm excited to explain what I do and open up new possibilities for people to see and use their own abilities.
That's awesome. So I know that I've actually been friends with Kimmy for quite a few years, and she has a very wide range of specialties and what we will call tools in the toolbox. And so tonight we just wanted to have her dive into a couple of her preferred specialties. Well, actually, maybe they were more my preferred specialties. So the thing that intrigued me the most that I would love to talk with our listeners about is your intuitive healing and also your empowerment coaching. Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about what intuitive healing is and what you do and can do